Last year, I named the Kia Sorento my sort of SUV of the year, midsize SUV of the year, citing its design, tech, and overall value as the main reasons for why I picked it. When you consider that this fully loaded model that you see here behind me costs just over 44 grand, that puts it in line price-wise with vehicles like the Ford Edge or the Honda Passport or a pit full of lava, which is what you should jump into if you buy either of those instead of this. What's going on, everyone? Jax here, and today I'm doing a quick little comparison between sort of this 2022 Kia Sorento and the Lexus RX 450h that I just had, or at least, you know, kind of posing the question to you about why would you choose something other than the Kia Sorento right now? I'm not really kidding either. Aside from looking more attractive than pretty much all of its direct competitors, a statistic that I measured on the Jax scale for automotive attractiveness, this Sorento is lavishly equipped for $44,000. If you go for an SX trim with the X line package, which is just Kia's way of saying the mostest awesomest Sorento,
that doesn't make sense.
You get features like these very excellent captain's chairs, which of course are heated and roomier than it would appear. Someone in my family has left the passenger seat all the way back.
Why?
You also get a giant panoramic sunroof, wireless charging, and a nice Bose audio system. It's all very luxurious. Maybe, for some companies, this is getting a little too luxurious. See, I had this Kia Sorento at the same time that I had a Lexus RX 450h, which is one of the best-selling luxury SUVs that you can buy right now. And this Sorento costs $44,000, while the Lexus costs just over $60,000 as you see it here. Did the RX have a little bit better leather than the Sorento? Yes. Did the RX have more soft touch materials compared to the Sorento? A little bit. Did the RX also have a CD player? Unfortunately. Did the RX also have a much smaller cargo area?
It's true.
It is true. The RX 450h only has 16 cubic feet behind its second row, while the Sorento has 39 cubic feet behind its second row. That's more than double for those of you that struggle to understand Michael Bay films.
Because I'm a genius.
And theoretically, the Sorento could have even more if it didn't have this stupid third row, which is stupid because a third row in a vehicle like this is stupid. And it drives better than the Lexus too, with a firmer suspension and good body control and seats that are almost as comfortable, and it looks a little bit more upscale behind the wheel because the Sorento has a fully digital and very attractive gauge cluster, whereas the Lexus it doesn't even have Lexus's cool little moving dial. It just has gauges. Remember those? The steering is pretty lifeless, but it is in the Lexus as well. The Sorento's is a little firmer, so I appreciate that. The gas and the brake pedals are responsive enough for family car duty, and the Sorento is generally pleasant and smooth to drive. Well, except for one thing. There's one area where the Sorento suffers a bit. It's in the transmission tuning. The engine is great. It's a 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, making 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, which is substantial and healthy in a vehicle of this size. But that power is sent through an 8-speed dual clutch automatic, which is like one of the dumbest choices for an everyday family car. There's nothing inherently wrong with the dual clutch automatic, it just doesn't behave as sort of smooth and intuitively as a regular automatic transmission. It's fine in most situations, except in certain kind of low-speed part throttle takeoffs or creeping along in traffic where it can be a little unsure of itself or even a little jittery. Most people might not notice, but from an enthusiast dad perspective, it's an odd choice in a vehicle of this type. To be honest, with everything the Sorento has going for it, it's a strange blemish on an otherwise kind of prom queen face.
Carla was the prom queen.
Also, strangely, I just realized that the Sorrento's hood weighs about as much as the moon.
That's no moon.
I'm a big dude too, and it's a strangely heavy hood. So, why choose something like the Lexus RX 450h over the Sorento? Well, honestly, why choose anything over the Sorento? Its mainstream competition can't really keep up with it, and even sort of more luxury-oriented vehicles in a class or two above it can't provide a return on investment or the value equation that the Sorento has. I mean, we're talking about a $15,000 difference between these two vehicles. I really like the Acura RDX a lot, and to equip it sort of the same as this Sorento costs $10,000 more, and the RDX isn't as big as the Sorento. I'd maybe splurge if I had the money on the Genesis GV70, which I named my vehicle of the year last year. Check that video out, link in the description. But to get that loaded up like the Sorento would cost almost $20,000 more. It's worth it though, that thing is fantastic. So what should you buy for your $44,000? Well, I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your money, but if it was my 44 grand, I wouldn't pick anything over the Kia Sorento. That amount of money buys you a fantastic looking SUV with a fairly luxurious interior and all the features and amenities that you really could ever want in a family vehicle. The fact that you can get a hybrid version of the Sorento, which is also very good, also link in the description, also you should watch that video, and now you can get a plug-in hybrid, which goes like 30 miles on EV power alone, which is fairly fantastic. That only sweetens the deal, in my opinion. Then again, if you're in search of a little bit more space and maybe even a little bit more style, depending on how you look at it, Kia will happily sell you a 3-row Kia Telluride for about $5 grand more. And you know what? That's about the best 3-row SUV you can buy. And I'm aware that the Sorento has a 3rd row, and I'm not counting it because it's dumb. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video kind of informative. I like to throw up these sort of comparisons. I am a solidly middle class, slowly sliding into lower middle class as a teacher person, and the value equation matters a lot to me and my family. And so I hope this provided you with a little context of what are you getting or not getting for your money. The Kia Sorento gives you a ton in return for your dollar, and that's one of the reasons I like it. The fact that it looks absolutely phenomenal inside and out is just an added bonus. So let me know what you think of the Kia Sorento, and as always, ride safe, drive safe, and I will catch you in the next review. All right, peace. And cars driving by. And you're gonna turn that way. All that just for an outro.